good morning. How are you doing? It is another beautiful Tuesday, and you know how we do it every time here. Every time it is Tuesday, we talk about social issues that are affecting everybody in one way, shape, or form. And so today we have a very interesting, hot button topic. It is the subject of so many conversations, so many meals, including tea. All of those things have been the subject of, is part of the discourse today. Today we're talking about, can relationships survive affairs? Can relationships survive affairs? And that's the question we're asking you today online as well. You can chime in, join in. There it is up there. Can relationships survive affairs? You can SMS 22422. Or you can use the hashtag Daybreak to bring in your views, especially if you're comfortable sharing some personal experience. Then we'd be more than happy, to do that. If you have, say, a pseudo account, so that you would be attacked later on. But anyway, still, if you are confident enough, go ahead and do it. We'll appreciate. To help us with this conversation, we have Shazmeen. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Yes! Shazmeen Bank. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
first
you for
time?
having me. Yes.
Yes, karibu sana. Welcome.
Asante.
Welcome. All right, we have Roberta Bobby.
Wagwan.
Uko sawa?
I'm so happy today. It's so many good vibes today. I'm so happy to see Shazmeen.
You're excited?
Shatta, of
and
course.
Shatta. Shatta would have caught a little bit of a feeling.
Najua.
He was waiting. So
Alafu kwanza jana nimekaa 52 minutes nikimsikiliza hivi tu.
Kwa nini? Kwa the
podcasting.
Love it.
Kwa sababu hajafurahi kuniona.
Yes. So did you learn about masculine and feminine energy?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So we'll ask
you the last 10 minutes. Alifunguka.
All right. Well, Shatta Boy is also here. Karibu sana.
More life thing.
Right. So today we want to talk about that, surviving affairs. But first, we'd like to ask Shazmeen, of course, relationship coach. You've dealt with this over and over in terms of people coming to you and asking for advice. What are the things you've had or have been told to you that start the affair?
It's interesting because there are actually 4 stages to an affair.
Okay.
But what tends to start it is the little flirtation, the little ease of, I'm your friend, we're co-workers, we're just having a drink. And, in 2004, it was actually termed as micro-cheating.
Micro-cheating?
Micro-cheating. And it's termed micro-cheating because, it's sort of, you feel it's innocent, but yet, subconsciously, I have to lie to my partner. So instead of it being at ease, like I'm going for a drink with Roberta, and nothing feels wrong with that, but now being able to say I'm going for a drink with Willis, but there are 4 other people around. So you're sort of trying to water down what you're doing, and at the back of your head, it's wrong. So it's the little things. It's now suddenly changing the password on your phone, or you get a different account. It's, stalking somebody through Instagram, liking their posts, consistently DMing them. You're doing little things that are wrong in the relationship, and if your partner was to do little micro things like that, it would start to hurt you. So
is it micro the same as what they call emotional cheating? That word is also thrown around a lot.
It's thrown around a lot because I'd say stages 1 to 2 in having an affair, that's where it's more emotional cheating. So let me take you through the stages, okay? So you've got stage 1. Stage 1 is now where you're sort of feeling this is really innocent, we're just friends. But in this stage, you sort of feel the other person's igniting you a little bit. They give you a little excitement. You want to go to the gym, you want to change your clothes a little bit, your dressing changing, maybe you got a new cologne, but also the person that's in a relationship with you, they are starting to know changes in you. But they almost feel, if I was to ask and say, why are you changing? There's something different. You stopped dressing up for me a while ago. They'll be termed as you're jealous, you don't want me to grow, you want me to just sort of stay small. And so the person in the relationship experiencing this or witnessing this little metamorphosis almost keeps quiet because they're told you're dimming my light. But the other person, you know, sort of feels, I'm courting again. I'm almost nesting again. So I want to look a certain way to attract somebody new. So that's stage 1. It's very innocent. The coffee's very innocent. In your mind, you've made it simple.
So like if let's say, would say, I'm going for lunch with, say, Roberta, and I'm like, since Shata is there and you're there, I'm like, you know, it's cool.
No, it's you're going for lunch with Roberta, but you will tell someone that I'm there.
But then in reality, it's just...
Yes.
Okay, I get.
But you know why you're going for lunch.
Okay.
You know the outcome you're hoping to get. You're developing feelings. You're thinking about her when you go home now. Something's tingling inside of you. You want to text her. You want to check if she's okay. And now you're getting probably a response back from her. So that's when you slowly start to shift into stage 2. Stage 2 now is where I'd say it's more emotional cheating. You start to get fully invested in this person. It reaches a point where, you know, you can have a fight with this person, but you can't sleep at night. So when your spouse, your partner is sleeping, you'll get up at night to text them, to call them. You've moved your concern away from the person you're in the relationship with to it's all about this other person. My whole world has become this new person in my life. Now you start to find ways to fight with the person you're in the relationship with. So now it becomes, yes, and it becomes all the things that irritate me about you, now I'm justified in my mind to why I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So it's no longer, let me work on this relationship, it's now, this is why I'm outside of it, because you don't understand me, but I have somebody out there that does. So stage 2, it's you're fully emotionally invested and you're slowly starting to get physical. But stage 3 now, and you know, they say it's almost an addiction. Affairs are almost an addiction because of how the brain changes throughout the stages. The more dopamine that's released in the brain, the more
the feel-good hormone.
The feel-good hormone, the more serotonin released in the body, the more you're feeling what I'm doing is correct. The reward is so thrilling that you want to do more of it. So when you're moving slowly into stage 3 now, this is when almost the person you put on a pedestal starts to become a bit more human. So you've moved from the bliss stage, you've moved from the romance stage to be able to say, okay, they also have flaws, but now I'm starting to realize the stage I'm in, what if I lose my partner? Like, what if my partner finds out I'm cheating? The pain of that might be so much more, so I will actually focus on, I don't want to lose the affair. And so you have at this stage completely lost empathy, you've lost how your partner's feeling, the distance they're feeling, they're probably bringing up to you that something has changed, I know something's wrong. And a lot of times, whether you're male or female, you can tell that even if we were not in the greatest space of communication, even if we're not in the greatest space of this relationship, something's way more different. And this is now when you find a lot of people say, I checked the phone. And there's the whole taboo of if you're in the relationship, should you be checking someone's phone? But it's an instinct, because something's driving you to say, I want to pick this phone and I want to check it. If the instinct's not there, you wouldn't.
Toxicity notwithstanding.
Exactly.
Right. All right. So before you talk about the last stage, just based on those, there's some things you brought up that I want us to extrapolate a bit on. And the first one is the flirting. In the beginning, yeah, like at that stage, when it looks a little bit innocent, and then you said that as a partner, you don't want to ask that question because you'll be labeled. Why do you think it's hard, Shata, to ask? Ukiulizwa, mbona una hang out na Roberta wewe? Mbona unasikia ni kama it's an attack?
It's because you know you're doing something wrong. That's it. You know you're doing something wrong.
What if they normally say men normally don't know? You know, they don't know the signs, you know. You don't know if Roberta is flirting with you. You don't know if she's more than, in her head, she's more
choosing
than a
not
friend.
to know.
You never know.
Choosing not to know.
You know,
not to justify.
you know.
Yeah.
Yes, you're choosing not to know so that you can justify your actions. You know? But that question, kuulizwa, why are you doing this with this person? We mwenyewe unajiambiaga, I don't know that this person is first of all, you tell yourself the lie and believe it. So that when when your partner asks you this question, you are very genuine with your answer, that I don't know. If this girl is flirting with me, I don't know.
Because you've believed your lie.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, but you see, most relationships, there are stages to our relationships. Most people jump from stage 1 to stage 5. You get, and you skip these 3 stages. So when someone else comes on board, when you're already going through problems in your relationship, you see a solution. You see a way out. You see happiness, something you're not getting from your relationship, you see. And instead of thinking of working on your relationship, you say, let me pick this easy way out. If I'm coming to work and someone is making me smile, I'm not getting that at home. When I go home, I'm told, wait, no, it's work. No, I'm working, relax. It's work. But you know that
it's a worker's retreat.
Someone is giving you exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it.
And, also for Roberta, you in the podcasts and in the space of knowing yourself, that's something you're very big about.
Yeah.
So if you begin to believe your own lie, like, kitu ni sawa, it's okay. What does this do because again, you've said here numerous times on the show about communication, right?
Yeah.
So what does that do in terms of, should you then say, what's the ideal situation? Should you say, hey, lakini babe, hey, Roberta, sini kitu. Na kuna vile, I'm starting to feel, is that a conversation people should be having?
You see, the thing is, just because you're in a relationship, you don't stop being attracted to other people. It's something that's very normal. It happens. But you need to know what you want with your relationship. If you're in a relationship, there's goals you have, there's decisions you've made with this person. If you guys are looking at something long-term, then I think, of course, you're not going to say, I think Roberta is hot, I want to nini, but, but you need to be honest with yourself first. You need to understand and decide for yourself what it is that you actually want and how you actually feel. If you're able to be honest with yourself, then I think you're able to be honest with your partner and you're able to have these discussions, not in a way that you're trying to get Roberta, but just in a way, this is how I feel, this is what is happening. Because if you guys are friends, then I feel like you should be able to talk about just about anything. And it's okay for you to have these feelings. The problem is what you decide to do with them, what your reaction is. So are you going to, just because you think Roberta is hot, are you gonna go ahead and pursue her? Or is it just a feeling? You can always tell Roberta she's beautiful at the office and that's it. But the moment you decide to take it a step further, that's just on you. And if you love your partner and you really want to be them, then you have to be honest with yourself first. You have to admit, this is what I feel, this is what I've been thinking about. You need to look at yourself and just think about it. That's what I think.
So you need to introspect.
Yeah.
Tujichunguze kwanza before you move to those other levels. So now you are at stage 3. Right. What's the 4th one?
Well, the 4th one's recovery.
Recovery from
stage 3. So
right.
In stage 3 now, the stress starts to build, anxiety becomes real. You're understanding that I'm literally torn between having to lie every single day, the weight of it, the consequence of if I lose my family, children are involved, am I willing to? Because only 2/3 of relationships that end in an affair actually work. So you only have 10% of relationships that somebody broke up with their marriage, went into the affair, and then the statistics show that only 75 to 80% of that will end in divorce. So the chances of a relationship after affair working is very, very dim, because the minute you settle into the loss, the consequence, divorce, what you're dealing with on this side sort of diminishes how beautiful it was on this side. But when you look at also why people have affairs, it's more the desire. Everyone has desire inside of them, and what this affair allows to bring out in me. I've forgotten that that's what I was experiencing with my partner in the beginning. And that's why in a relationship, keeping desire alive, keeping yourself, both of you in a place where you play with dark energy, light energy, masculine, feminine, you're always at polarity with each other. That's what keeps the spark. That's what keeps you ignited. But the minute minute, if you look at an affair, when you're having an affair, you go out, you dress up, you smell great, you're in a great mindset for that affair. But when you come home, you're exhausted, you're tired, you don't look the best, you don't smell the greatest after the end of the day. But what if you looked and did what you did for the affair for your marriage or for your relationship? Then you're changing the game. And I think the biggest thing is to take the shame away from relationships, which for me is so important, because I see so many relationships that right now are going through affairs after affairs, and people feel their shame to want to stay and make it work. And they shouldn't be shamed to stay, because the typical thing is the minute you tell a girlfriend or you tell a guy that this is what's happened to me, it's break up. Let go of them, you know, kick the dog to the curb. Don't be in this relationship. They'll hurt you again. But there's so much at stake. A lot of people's friends. That's like, yeah, over a meal or a drink, yeah. Yes, but there's a lot more to stake. There's emotion, there's children, there's family, there's society. And, you know, it's very different from chronic cheaters. So it's not saying if someone cheats on you, you have to stay. It's saying if someone cheats on you and you want to work at this relationship, then there's a way, there's a very long process to being able to make that possible. But there's something mentioned there that being the man in this panel, sometimes the environment at home is not championing. You might be the hero on one side, but when you go home, you feel like, you know, a zero, or, you know, you're belittled, you're degraded, and all of this stuff. So the environment in the house, Shata, saa zingine inakuanga kidogo mushkil.
Yeah. You see, that's why I said most people that find themselves in these situations is that you jump from stage one of your relationship, the merger stage, where you're feeling good about everyone, you're showing your best foot. You move from that to getting children. You get? Because you see, in the first stage of a relationship, every red light, every signal, every red flag that is out there, your mind tells you to ignore, because you want this to work. He's a new person, they're giving you that brain glow, you're feeling good about it, so you ignore a lot of things. And in this process, maybe you end up getting children. You see, now it's no longer a boy-girl thing. It becomes a father-mother thing now. You see? And when you're there with the children, now the other characteristics of this person starts showing. Unaona? And now you're wondering, did I make the right decision? So what you're talking about, the pedestal, and now they have flaws. Yes, so when this other side starts showing up and your brain is wondering, did I make the right decision? And someone else out there is giving you that peace that you want. You get? So you might justify it in your head. You might say, at home I don't get peace. Unaelewa? And the person at home also thinks you're changing because you saw me like this before you got these children. You knew what you're getting. You knew what you're getting. But in reality you didn't, because your brain told you to ignore this. Unaget? And if you don't make a deliberate effort of sitting down with your partner and telling them, out there, I think I feel more appreciated than home, then you'll end up with an affair. You get? Because everyone wants to be appreciated. To be appreciated is life. You want to feel good, and you want to spend your time most in a place that you feel appreciated and welcomed and wanted also. You know, there are men that go home and don't feel wanted at home. There are ladies that go home and don't feel wanted. You're there because of children. So your brain will tell you to go where you wanted. Unaget? And what do? You go to an affair. Unaget? Because that is where you wanted. Until the affair becomes this relationship. At home. Because the one you are avoiding. The one you are avoiding, it becomes, and now you want to go back home. Yeah. So you're in a, it's called a what? A seesaw. Seesaw, pendulum. A pendulum. Hey. You're here, you're there. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. You get all sides, yeah. So, people need to talk. And when your partner, another thing, when you ignore your partner, when they bring issues and they tell you, please, I think we need to do this and this. And in your head, you're thinking, no, that is someone else cheating you. You get? That is the worst thing about wanting to solve a problem in a relationship. That you go, you sit down, you first of all, you know that this person is confrontational. When I want to see change, when I want to talk, they will fight back. So you gather the courage, you sit them down.
And you practice in front of a mirror.
In a mirror, and then you sit down with your partner.
Your speech and your points.
Yes, I want us to work on this. And the partner just, because they don't want to work on themselves, they jump into conclusions. Yo, it's Roberta cheating you. I'm not Roberta. Please, you have to know who I am. When I get such things, if your partner is raising up an issue with you, you need to understand it, accept it, and work towards solving that problem. Otherwise, you'll end up in that. And from a male perspective, you know, when a man starts cheating, they don't know they're cheating. Like, literally. What a woman would consider cheating, a man would not. Because if I'm flirting with you, if I'm going, I'm having a drink with you, I will consider it having fun. You know, it gets to cheating where now I have a relationship with you. That is when it will register in my mind that now I am cheating. Una get? But because men naturally want to feel good. You want to hang out, you want to have a beer and something and go home. You will not think you're cheating. You will think it is part of your life. Until now, you realize actually I'm in another relationship.
Wait,
and when you're realizing in that relationship, now you are here,
it's too late.
Now you're cheating.
You know, we joke here that when you're getting into a relationship these days, you have to ask the two important questions. Number one, are you married?
Yes.
Number two, is there somebody who thinks
you're married?
You're married to them?
Exactly.
Or are you in a relationship, or is there somebody who thinks that you're in a relationship with them?
Yeah.
Like, Kikweli, I'm sure even if you ask your male friends around, they'll tell you, at some point you found yourself asking a lady, were we dating? Are we dating? Because this lady is dating you. And you didn't know. But you have given her all signs of a dating, of a relationship. But in your head, you've never registered that, actually, I am dating this person. Now get? So that is something also men take time to digest and understand.
Devil's advocate here, real quick. We've talked a lot about men. It's always, whenever people say affair,
cheating,
everybody goes to the man, but them women be slick. One other feature, they can take it to the grave if they want to. So, and the argument is normally that for a man to cheat is just that. Maybe it's just, you know, I went out, pleasure, bada bing, bada boom, I'm done, no attachment. And men get pissed off when a lady cheats, because you're like, no. For a lady to cheat, she must have invested emotionally, sat down, thought it through, and said, okay, I can do this. And for me to find out, she must have wanted me to find out. So are these dynamics true, in your opinion?
I'd say the main reason people cheat is because they want to. It's because it's a very conscious decision to... Because you can choose not to, so it's a very active and deliberate decision. You just say, I want to do this, so I'm going to do it. But, of course, the reasons women and men cheat vary. I was actually having this conversation the other day with Shatta, and I feel like men could cheat for whatever reasons, but women, by the time a woman is cheating, she clocked out of the relationship a long time ago.
They can't just cheat for fun? Like,
they can. No, they can. They can. But I mean, you know, let me give an example. Let me give an example.
Yeah.
When men are invested in relationships and they're very in love and, you know, they've decided this is mama, this is what I want, they can still cheat. But when women are invested, it's very different because, you know, especially if they have kids, when there's family, when there's so many things involved. And unfortunately, women tend to bear all the baggage that comes with, you know, being judged for what they're doing and everything. So for women, by the time a woman is cheating, I promise you most times she's really, really thought about it. She has actively engaged herself in it. And it's not something that just happened. This is in the instance that a woman is in a very committed relationship and she wants you. Maybe she lacks attention, maybe she lacks appreciation. There's always, I want to say valid, but there's no valid reason for cheating, but there's always something tangible that she can attribute to her actions. For men, most times I tend to see it's just, you know, I went out for a drink, she was there, I was there, it happened.
Bada bing, bada boom.
But yeah, but for women, most times we actually put thought into it because we love to attach emotion, especially to the sexual process, for it to be more enjoyable to us. Because for us, it's like sexual relations are not just about, you know, we meet and this happens. It's better, the experience is better when there's a friendship, there's communication, there's trust. I'm able to be very comfortable, very vulnerable around you. When I can be myself and I just can talk to you, that's how women feel more comfortable. But for men, it varies. It varies. Yeah.
All right. Do you is that the case in your opinion? Like, it is easy for men, you're like, you know, it's okay. Peace, see you later. And then for women, it's more like Roberta said.
The surprising thing is that men hurt a lot more than you'd believe from a woman having an affair. And there are a lot more women having affairs now because a lot more women have economically progressed. They are no longer sitting at home. They're now leaving the homes. They are now earning. They're now meeting people. So women having affairs is real, and men struggling to be able to come out of it is real. And I sit with men that are hurting and are broken and are wondering, where did I go wrong? Or women wondering, where did I go wrong? And very often, you know, when an affair happens, somebody will blame themselves. They'll say, what was lacking in the relationship, what was lacking in me? But it's always what was lacking in the person that chose to have the affair. Because when you are having an affair, who are you allowing yourself to be to have this affair? It very rarely ever has something to do with the other person, because now that's where you will blame them. You don't effectively blame the relationship to say, look, a relationship will die. It'll go through its stages if effort's not put in it. And if the relationship's not working, that means we both allow it to get here. Both of us, we're both responsible for it. Either the lack of communication, being too busy with children, with work, with the digital age. So we both allow it. But at the same time, you know, you're looking at affairs happening more than it's ever happened in the history, because it's so easy. I just need to go into Instagram and come into your DM and then meet you. But when you break it down, you'll see that an affair very rarely happens for sexual pleasure. It's happening because people are looking to emotionally connect. And at some point in a relationship, you will vulnerably check out because you feel, I'm too scared to be here. But the new relationship is desirable. It's bringing parts out in you. The secrecy is exciting. And so, not condoning it, but you know, at some point, that's why you feel this might work better for me than the actual relationship I'm in. So it's for you to be able to pause and say, what is it that's lacking in me that is wanting me to be in this relationship? It is, yes, there'll be relationship problems, but for the affair to happen because of it. You know, when someone will sit there and say, I had the affair because you weren't giving me enough attention, is not fair. It's not fair to do that to the person that's already dealing with the grief of the loss of you, the loss of the relationship, the confusion. How did I miss all the signs? Because a lot of people, when I sit with them, never saw the signs of the affair. And happy relationships cheat. It doesn't mean anymore you need to be unhappy. So then does that mean that it's the lack inside of us, not in the relationship, that is causing me to fill up and want more? Because the pretense of, I come into a relationship hoping you will make me whole. What if I came into the relationship and I'm already whole, and now you complement me? Yeah. You're not filling my void. And so relationship after relationship, affair after affair becomes chronic, because you absolutely get addicted to the hormones, you get addicted to the feeling, but you're not fulfilling the void inside of you. So you will keep doing it over and over again.
All right, well, let's take a little bit of some feedback there as we let that sink in. And then you mentioned something about men and the looking for that emotional, which I want to kind of jump into. But let's take a look at what people are saying here. There's a viewer who says, yes, last year I was dating 2 ladies. My main knew about it. I eventually broke it with the extra, and I kept on bila stress. All right, I think there's a reason why I didn't leave your name. There's an SMS says, yes, relationships can survive affairs when both partners talk about it openly after the act and finding out why it even started, for it not to repeat itself. Right? Leo Winnie Awawachi Majina wanajua ni hot button topic. All right, another viewer says, it's true a relationship can survive in extramarital affair, but this will only happen if both partners are using the necessary skills to make it successful. All right? Enoch from Taita Taveta, good man. It is true that affairs start with emotional cheating because most people don't believe themselves. Or believe in themselves. Hezron WM, yes, you can survive, but only when it is managed in a critical way. And in addition, those in marriage should be mentally prepared because breakup may be a threat. I don't know about it being a threat, like holding on to it, like if you don't do this, you'll break up. I don't know about that, but anyway. Jairas Shiundu, my opinion is that there is no expert in relationships. We're all learning on the job. To mean learn about its ups and downs with time, including learning to navigate setbacks like affairs. That's it, yes it can. I mean, he means yes it can survive. Affairs are a norm. Tusidanganyane. All right, Jairas. Ben Mutiso 10 says, no, trust imeisha bana, but kama kuna kapesa or money, we can talk. Stay because of the money, Bernard says. Captain Hermes says, actually affairs for men are very healthy to keep the relationship work. Well, okay, because the men are less likely to have that emotional attachment. Again, that's what Shazmeen was talking about, to the affairs compared to ladies. If a lady is in an affair, then the relationship is completely deaded. It's done.
Dead.
Fellow _ Mraz says, this is real, people. Don't trust each other out here, but it's better we focus on bettering our relationships. I kind of edited that. Pop Sly, very right. Most of the times we jump or skip stages of a relationship, which is the cause of the problem we have in our affairs. We are too fast in our self-satisfaction without getting to know what we want for a lifetime. And Godi rather, sorry. The biggest catalyst of extramarital affairs in any given relationship is the erotic insufficiency. Then lack of respect and love deficit at home. Partners tend to venture out to have a part of what they dearly miss at home. Is that the last one for now? Yeah? All right, cool. Thank you so much. Keep on talking to us using the hashtag Daybreak, and SMS is 22422. Very interesting points that people are raising there. Shazmeen said about men that, you know, most affairs are happening because, you know, you're going out there to look for something emotional. But then the society, the way it's set up, shameless plug, my podcast talks about it. The way it is set up, men look like stones, no emotion. That they just, you know, it has to be the sex. The sex must be bad. Is that your experience as well in terms of what you've seen happen?
No, it's like Shazmeen said, by the time you're cheating, it's not a problem with anyone else, it's a problem with yourself. So you have to start asking yourself, what is it that I lack? What is it that I feel that I do not have sufficiently within myself? Because when you enter a relationship as complete as yourself, as, you know, I've come as myself, my partner is just complimenting me, then you're able to address your triggers, you're able to know what you lack, you're able to know what you need more of, and communication with your partner gets easier when you're self-aware. So you're able to say, you know, baby, I don't feel loved, I don't feel like you give me attention, I feel like... And then this cut is able to prevent all these other things. And if it isn't, then you're able to make the decision, you know, I don't want to be with you anymore because I'm not getting it from you. I could try, go look somewhere. So it's just bad enough that we live in a society where we're not allowing men to come as they are, to exist as themselves, especially in their emotions, to be very strong and confident and be able to just communicate and just say, this is how I feel, this is what more I want of, because it's not like, okay, yeah, sex is different, but it's not like you're gonna get something extra or, you know, grand, or it's just the same old sex that you can get from your partner, you can get from the person you're in an affair with. It's just the same thing. So men definitely need to be very aware of their emotions, and they need to know that they can be comfortable in how they feel. They can be comfortable in existing as emotional beings who are able to just communicate. Shaky, today I want some extra love. Today I just feel like...
Today I feel a little...
Today I just feel like I want the TLC. Hug longer. You know, today I just feel like I want...
Shut up,
if we don't make these things normal, this is why, you know, men are feeling all these things and they're not even able to explain, I'm doing this because of this, or this is affecting me because of this. You're just gonna think it's because of sex, or he left me because no, it's not always that. It's just the communication. That's why I really advocate for people to date their friends. Date someone who is your friend. Date someone who you can actually have conversations with, even if you're not feeling in love. Someone that you actually like, because it's going to be easier for you to just care about them. The respect will come so easy. Things that are very basic in friendship, they're things that your lover deserves even before like the romance and the love. So you guys need to have a relationship where you're able to say, today I just want to hug you longer. Today I just want more kisses. Today I feel like, you know, we haven't hung out. You need to be able to communicate and say, this is how I feel. I need this emotion. I feel like you don't appreciate me enough. These are not things that should make you feel shameful about communicating about, because we're human beings and our basic needs are love and validation. It doesn't matter who you are, if you're a man, if you've been conditioned, all of us need love and all of us need to feel that validation. So if you're not getting it from your partner, when your partner is your friend, you're able to just tell them, this is how I feel and this is what I want. And even if the affair has got you to a point where, you know, you feel like you've been doing something wrong and you feel guilty and you're able to just make decisions, you know, there's no need for me to keep hurting my lover. I can communicate that I need a break. I can communicate that I want to break up. It's okay, as long as you're very, very self-aware and you're very aware of your triggers and your trauma and how you feel within yourself, so that you're able to communicate it. Because if you're the one who's cheating, it's never the other person's problem. It's just you. Ask yourself, what is it that I lack, so that you're able to figure it out with your partner if you're going to stay together.
Shata, do you think men tunaenda kutafuta ile emotions pali tunaweza skizwa where we can be hurt?
Ndio kuwa devil's advocate.
Okay.
But your side chicks listen to you guys.
So, it's like therapy.
Let me tell you, every man is potentially polygamous out there. Yes, so
there is potential.
Yes. Number two, there is a difference between cheating and an affair.
Is there?
There's a very big difference.
There is a difference.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a very big difference, because an affair is when you have a specific person that you're dating, that you're in a relationship with, besides your partner, you know. But cheating, you could be cheating with multiple people. Today it's Roberta, someone else tomorrow, the other person, and you go home.
I was waiting to hear the other name. We could have a potential ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, go on.
You know, so cheating does not have to involve emotions.
Okay.
You know, you can.
This is for men or
for men?
For both.
It's okay.
I mean, these days.
From a male perspective, let me tell you.
Easy.
Me now get from a male perspective.
Okay. Cool.
That actually men have narrowed down sex to having fun. The way you'd go watch a football match.
Extracurricular.
Yes, it's also a way to have fun. You'd go have fun and go home, and you won't think like you've done anything, you know. But the moment now you're having an affair, you are bringing in someone on board of this relationship. That's why I started by saying men are potentially polygamous. You've weighed your options and you've decided, I am being with this other person. This is a wife you're creating. Is another post in this family now. It's no longer a monogamous situation. It's becoming a polygamous situation. It will only be called an affair because the other party will not agree to it, you know. But if it were you, yes, they don't know, and when they know about it, they will not allow it. So it will be called an affair. But naturally, you just call her your other wife.
You said naturally.
In an African setting, she is your wife. Rajua. But when you go look, of course the problem can be with you, you know, but you weigh options, and because Sisi, in an African tradition, men, Sisi, we are providers, you know. We are supposed to provide everything, security. If it is, yeah, we are supposed to provide. So you have children, you have a wife, okay? You weigh options. If I leave this relationship, I'm going to start another one. There are children on board here, you know? Then you choose to be selfish, you know? You say, I will not end this relationship, but that which I think I'm not getting here, you go get it somewhere else. It's not right. You choose to be selfish, but that is why you do it. Unaget? And if you say you want to walk out of this affair, your partner has known about it, and now you're sitting, you're in therapy, and let's work this thing, let's make this thing work. You see? The doubt that will be in that relationship, you know, every step you make in life will be questioned. Everything you do will be questioned. Before you gain this trust again from your partner, I think most people would rather leave, you know,
because it's a lot of work.
Staying is a lot of work. But if it's worth staying, then you put in the work.
But and you mentioned it as well a little bit early on, that, you know, how for two things. One, ladies get shamed for wanting to stay, and then also two, in the same category, ladies, after they've had an affair, it seems like for ladies it's unforgivable. It's like, men, it's okay, it's expected, that's what you guys do, it's your DNA, naturally polygamous. But then when it's a lady, if they've had an affair and then the man says, okay, you know what, I think I want to stay with this lady, she's you know, she's my wife, and I think we're going to work it out even after she's cheated. Guys like, bro, no, man, no. You know, no way.
Not happening.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about. So how do you fix that kind of, you know, reasoning?
Okay, beautiful question. But the first thing I'll address, though, is, you see, when you look at cheating and you look at an affair, neither is correct, neither is condoned.
True.
But cheating is where it's probably more your hookups. So it's my one-night stands, it's the little micro-cheating, it's things like that. When you're having an affair, the difference with it is it now becomes malicious. It's malicious because you are consistently hurting somebody. You're denying somebody in the relationship you chose to be responsible to get into. Now you're denying them love. You're denying them what they actually deserve, because you're taking that and giving it to somebody else that, the truth be told, might walk away, is probably cheating on you as well. It's very rare that, you know, those affairs just stay in a very small bubble. But, you know, to come to your question, even when you're looking at the recovery stage, for anyone even listening right now that's saying, you know, I'm hurting, I'm broken, the thing the person has to remember who has cheated is there has to be some sort of remorse that has to come from you. And you have to be the person willing to say, culture or no culture, because we choose as grown-ups to get into relationships, that I will take the time out to heal. And what I see so often is, you know, we went through this 2 months ago. I told her, I told him about it 6 months ago. Why is it still coming up? Why is there pain right now? But you have to understand, you went and you sort of trampled on an entire layer of trust. You lost a whole relationship that was being built. And now what you're doing is slowly, one chain at a time, rebuilding trust all over again. And for a lot of relationships will take 1 year to 2 years before someone can settle, breathe, and say, I can trust you again. And the easy way is, you know, which I see, is to blame somebody else, put it on them, say, I already told you, you are bringing it up, so you are keeping our relationship in the past. That's not the case. You have to be able to say, if I was responsible enough to have this affair, if I was responsible enough to take my partner through 5 stages of grief, then I'm going to be responsible enough when they wake up at night to preempt, did you wake up because you're hurting? I'm going to put myself in a position to say, our anniversary is coming and you found out I was calling somebody else on our anniversary before. So now what I'm going to do is make sure that I'm consistently thinking about how you feel. Have you healed? Are you okay? And what that does to the aggrieved person is they can take a step back and say, I can breathe. because you are also thinking about what has happened to me. So it's allowing me to think about what's happened to me. It's allowing me to heal. And a lot of couples that I work with after 4 months will be like, this is too hard, I can't do it. But then they still come back and they'll try and they'll make it work. But it's a dance in pain. And both of you have to be fully committed to say, the person who's aggrieved to not turn around and say now, I want to know every detail. Were they better in bed? What was the reason you chose to cheat on me? Did you do things that we have never done? So to move from that detective level, I say to more an investigative level, which is, why did you cheat? Were you thinking of me in the relationship? Are you with me right now for me, for us, or because of the children? You want to now break down, why are we really going to stay together? Is this marriage worth making it work? And if it is, I need you to know I'm in pain. So my pain is going to come out as anger in so many different forms. Are you willing to sit and work through that? And that's where I see a lot of people turn around and say, that seems so hard. But at the same time, I have talked to enough men over 10 years who have turned around to say, I wish I made that work, because I'm moving now from relationship to relationship and I'm so empty. And at some point, the fun dies down. Because what happens if you can have erotic fun in your relationship? No one's reigniting that side of it. I don't even think you experience that eroticness in the beginning of a relationship. You experience lust, you'll experience basic sex. But when you really intimately get to know someone and you trust them and you can be free and you can relinquish your dark side in that relationship, no one will ever want to cheat, because I can be a mother, I can be a wife, I can be Sasha fierce for you. I am so all parts of me. Yes. And now you are restructuring relationships in a beautiful way.
All right, well, let's take some feedback, because seeing we're a bit pressed for time. Some more feedback that are coming in here. I see Joe Osaso on SMS says, men cheat, yes, but women cheat with men. They cheat with women. So why would a man be judged harshly that they cheat easily? All right, Joe. Lucas Winder, who is right here in Nairobi, at least that's on a letter, Gina. Women are cheating for material gain like money, nothing else. Men cheat to get pleasure. Well, a little bit of a blanket statement, but okay. Viewer says, hey, where there is true love, cheating is a myth. Another viewer says, actually, if both parties trust each other, then they can be in a better position to survive their affairs. All right, so some tweets that are coming in as well. That is Okumu Silvanas 4. Affairs weaken relationships even if the two decide to stay together. It's likely to continue and eventually lead to abuse or murder. Point there, let it not get there. Come on, you're going to get to abuse or murder, just walk away. It's not worth it, yeah? So, Swali Abraham, relationships can't work with zero affairs. Each day comes from the hands of Allah, and it's different from yesterday. Therefore, all we need to do is understand the changes taking place and move on. Interesting. Sifa, we are all after happiness. Extramarital affairs lead to happiness and pleasure. Same as alcohol. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But anyway, okay. Anthony Lemaka says, it's true, men never know. Say again? Shata, no watu wako. Men never know that they're cheating. Like, why were you cheating? I didn't know. Who, what, where? Men. The Brian Samba says, Shata boy can never be wrong. He's always correct. Teachings Tuesday. All right, Shata Generals now. Is that the last one for now? Yes, yeah, also because of time. All right. Hi, well, I want to... Yeah?
Uko na swali. Yeah. What if the affair has a child?
What if out of the affair there's a child?
Out of the affair there's a child.
What happens then?
What happens?
Well, then you're in the worst threesome of your life. Because it is going to be a nightmare for you. Because, I mean, you went to have fun. Now you've got your children. You've got your wife. She has emotional needs that for a man takes a bit of training and learning to be able to even handle. Now, not only is this affair is the person you can walk away from, but now she will demand more of your time. She will want, I don't want to share you. How come you're still with her? When are you moving in? We have a child. The threats come. I'm going to tell your wife. I want more from my child now. Now she's no longer just the affair. Now she's also become the mother. Now she's also the woman. So I say that's when it just gets super toxic, and that's the worst place, you know, you could be. So don't do that.
Anauliza kwa sababu kuna mtu anaweza taka kuwork on relationship yake, si ndio?
Yes,
like,
but there's a child.
But there's a child in the affair you had, si ndio? So
now you have to say the truth.
Yeah.
No, like she knows already. Your wife knows. That's why you want to work on. Like she knows you're in therapy and everywhere. But now she knows that in the affair you had, there's a child. Sindio. So how do you balance the two? How do you remain a father here? Okay. How do you not have a relationship?
Because you're a father everywhere. First of all.
Yes.
You're a father
everywhere.
Yes.
Sindio.
Yes.
And how do you become a father to this child and not have a relationship with the mother? Because your wife here needs you not to have that relationship.
That's very complicated. I don't even have time for that.
Yeah, that is a whole topic.
Because I think one day we'll also have to talk about, you know, the fact that I feel that in all this situation, that child is the innocent one.
Yes.
True.
And so they'll have to grow. The way they grow up is really going to, because you're going to introduce them to a society. So I feel like the way they grow up is very important. So I guess that one we'll have to unpack another day. We'll have to get Shazmeen back here for that, because I think most people, and there you can hear the music there, we are being wound up. Most people do not understand that when there's a child, it's really it's different.
You have to be a father here.
On both sides.
Yes.
And attention and all that. Yeah, and like she said, it can be very toxic. Well, because of time, I can hear the music in the background. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody for first of all your feedback. I know some of them were very interesting. Some of them were for past 10 o'clock. But we appreciate it either way. Shazmeen, where can I get in touch with you? You
can reach me on Instagram at beingrealnow, Twitter, Bank Shazmeen, and you can come to my website, www.shazmeenbank.com. It's just got beautiful podcasts, visual inspiration, blogs. You can just connect.
All right, the website, you said it a little bit fast.
Oh, right, the music. So it's www.shazmeenbank.com. And can I say something small?
Yeah, sure.
I just want to say to anybody, you know, if you're hurting from an affair, the possibility of making it work can, if you both just commit, reignite, let go of the old and work on something brand new.
All right, awesome. Shatta Boy.
Yeah, man.
Of course, you can catch Shatta Boy on every day, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Wax TikTok on Radio Citizen. Yeah, man, always there. Shatta Boy, Shatta_boy on Instagram, Shatta Boy Tiki-Taka. No, Shatta Tiki-Taka on Twitter, Facebook. Roberta Bobby at Roberta Bobby on all of them. www.loveandorgasms.com. Love and Orgasm podcast. The fresh one is out. Masculine and feminine energy. If you want to listen to it, it's on Spotify. It's on Apple.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere. It's on Anchor. All of that. Like, say big thank you to all of you who have tuned in. Thank you to you as well. Like we always say, at the end of the day, the decision is all. It's up to you. You know, you are the proverbial president and deputy of your house, and you know what the Constitution says. If you want to amend it, fine. If you want to follow it to the letter, fine. But it's all up to you, because you are the one who live with that, not us. We'll advise you, but at the end of the day, you are the one who has to live through each and every day of it. So make the right decision and make one that you can live with. And like we said, in light of everything that's been happening, if it is too much, if you feel you can't be there, don't be there, be toxic, and then pick up a weapon and harm your partner. If you think it's too much, it's okay. Just let both of you walk out of it alive. Successful people look like you and the great Manchester United.
Oh, you're lying.
Because success is not the way you fall, but how you rise up.